Have you ever paused for a moment and wondered why your life seems to follow a path you can barely explain? Why certain people appear at exactly the right time, or why moments that should have been random instead feel charged with meaning, as if the universe itself is whispering directions only your soul can hear? What if I told you that the choices you believe are your own might not be entirely yours at all? That each decision, each crossroads, each turn in your life is being quietly guided by a force far greater than you can imagine. It's a thought that shakes the very foundation of what we believe about free will. Most of us go through life believing that our choices are purely our own, that we are the masters of our destiny. But look closer. Think about the moments when something seemed too perfect to be coincidence. The time you missed a flight and met the person who would change your life. The moment you felt an inner pull to go somewhere you weren't planning to, or even the subtle feeling that you were meant to take a certain job, a certain path, a certain decision, as if an invisible hand nudged you forward. These are not accidents. These are signs of a hidden orchestration, a divine force moving behind the curtain of your life, shaping your path, even before you were born. This force is subtle. It doesn't force you. It doesn't scream at you in loud proclamations or visible signs. Instead, it works through patterns, synchronicities, coincidences that feel almost too precise, guiding your steps with perfect timing. And yet, most people live their entire lives blind to it, thinking that the twists and turns they experience are random, chaotic, or the result of their own effort alone. But the truth is, there's an intelligence at work, an intelligence that is both divine and deeply personal. One that knows your soul, your struggles, your desires, and even your hidden fears. One that has been steering you toward lessons you must learn, toward people you must meet, and toward experiences that are essential for your growth. Many religious and spiritual traditions speak of this hidden guidance in different ways. Some call it fate, destiny, or divine will. Others call it a preordained plan that the soul agrees to before birth, a sacred contract made in the silence before life begins. According to these teachings, before your first breath, your soul chose the challenges, relationships, and opportunities that would shape you. You agreed to face certain trials, to meet certain people, to navigate certain crossroads, not because you were powerless, but because your soul sought growth, understanding, and awakening. And yet, once you step into the world, the memory of that agreement is hidden. You are free to make choices, yes, but every choice is shadowed by the subtle guidance of this divine force. Imagine that for a moment. Every heartbreak, every sudden change, every opportunity that seemed impossible or miraculous, these are not mere chance. They are signposts placed along your journey by a force that knows the bigger picture, a force that sees the entire timeline of your life as a whole. What if the very obstacles you've been trying to avoid are, in truth, essential parts of your soul's agreement? What if the people who have challenged you, betrayed you, or left you were all part of a carefully orchestrated plan meant to push you toward awakening? This isn't to say that your suffering is meaningless. It is anything but meaningless. Every trial, every challenge, every loss is a brushstroke in a divine masterpiece, a puzzle piece that only makes sense when you step back and look at the whole picture. And here is the part that changes everything. The moment you begin to recognize this force, the moment you understand that your life is not random but guided, everything shifts. You begin to see that even the darkest moments have purpose, that even the most confusing twists carry a message. You begin to trust, not blindly but deeply, in the unfolding of your own story. You realize that every choice you make is not isolated. It is part of a dance with something far greater than yourself, a dialogue between your free will and the divine orchestration of your life. But most people never see it. Most people go through life assuming they are alone in making decisions, believing that every success or failure rests solely on their own shoulders. They chase goals, fight battles, and strive for validation, unaware that an unseen force has already set the stage, shaping circumstances and guiding events with a precision they cannot yet perceive. And that is why so many feel lost, frustrated, or stuck. When we ignore the hidden guidance, when we act only from the surface level of life, we resist the flow that is meant to carry us toward our purpose. We fight against the very current that was designed to lift us higher. This hidden force is not punishment, and it is not reward, it is guidance. It is wisdom encoded into the very fabric of your life, waiting for you to recognize it. And the more you open your awareness, the more you see the signs. The coincidences that once seemed random become revelations. The people who appear in your life are no longer just chance encounters. They are teachers, mirrors, allies, or catalysts. The doors that open and close, the paths you stumble upon, the feelings of intuition or sudden certainty, all of it is part of a language, a communication, a secret dialogue between your soul and the divine. And here is the ultimate truth: understanding this force changes the way you live. Suddenly, decisions are no longer anxiety-inducing or paralyzing. You begin to see that there is rhythm in chaos, purpose in struggle, and guidance in uncertainty. You start to notice the subtle nudges, the quiet signs, the feelings of alignment or dissonance. You become a participant in a larger story rather than a solitary traveler in a random world. And in that participation, something extraordinary happens. You begin to feel peace, clarity, and even awe. You realize that your life is not random, that your journey is not accidental, and that you are not alone. You are part of a grand design, a divine orchestration, a sacred flow that has been guiding you every step of the way. So I ask you, have you felt it yet? Have you noticed the moments where your life seemed too precise to be chance? The opportunities that arrived at the perfect time, the challenges that taught lessons you never expected, the people who entered your life exactly when you needed them. These are not coincidences. They are whispers from the hidden force that shapes every choice you make, nudging you toward growth, awakening, and your highest purpose. And the more you become aware of it, the more you can step into alignment with it, living a life that is not just lived, but guided, meaningful, and extraordinary. If you are ready to see it, to recognize it, to feel it in your own life, then stay with me. In the next part, we will uncover exactly how this hidden force works, how it shapes your decisions, and how you can begin to awaken to it in a way that will transform everything you thought you knew about free will, destiny, and your soul's journey. Because once you see it, once you feel it, nothing will ever be the same again. Have you ever noticed patterns in your life that seem impossible to explain? Moments where the right person appeared at the exact moment you needed guidance, or doors opened that you didn't even know existed, only to lead you to exactly where you were meant to be. Perhaps you've experienced events that seemed far too precise to be coincidence, moments that left you wondering if someone or something was quietly steering your path. This is not imagination, and it is not luck. It is the work of a hidden force, a divine orchestration that shapes the decisions we make and the paths we take. This force is subtle yet profound. Some call it fate, others call it destiny, but at its core, it is something far more intricate. Imagine a vast tapestry where every thread is a choice, every knot a challenge, and every pattern a lesson. Now imagine that before your life even began, your soul walked into a sacred council, aware of the lessons it would need to face, the trials it would need to endure, and the guidance it would require. You agreed to experiences, to people, to events that would shape your journey, not out of obligation, but out of understanding that growth and awakening often require carefully orchestrated challenges. This is the concept of spiritual contracts or pre-birth agreements. It is the idea that your life is not random chaos, but a carefully guided journey, a divine script in which you are both actor and witness. Think about the moments in your life that felt like more than chance. The time you missed a bus or a flight, only to find yourself in the right place at the perfect moment. The people who entered your life in ways that seemed too precise to be accidental. The ideas or inspirations that came suddenly, guiding you to make a decision that changed everything. These are not coincidences. They are the fingerprints of this hidden force, leaving subtle but undeniable evidence that your life is being guided. And yet, for most people, these signs go unnoticed, dismissed as luck, timing, or random chance. But when you start to pay attention, patterns emerge. The coincidences begin to form a language, a silent conversation between your soul and the divine, showing you the path you were always meant to follow. Religious and spiritual teachings across cultures hint at this hidden guidance, yet few truly reveal its depth. In the sacred texts of many faiths, there are stories of divine intervention, of angels guiding the faithful, of God's hand moving invisibly in human affairs. In some traditions, it is said that our souls choose the circumstances of our lives before birth, agreeing to meet certain challenges, learn specific lessons, and encounter key people who will shape our growth. In the mystical writings of Sufism, Kabbalah, and even ancient Hindu scriptures, there is a recurring theme. The life we live is both free and guided. Our choice is real, yet subtly influenced by forces we cannot fully see. This knowledge, hidden from most, has always existed in whispers, in symbols, in moments of revelation. It is the secret thread that connects every human experience to the divine, yet it is often ignored in the rush of daily life. Consider the people in your own life. Perhaps there was someone who seemed ordinary at first, yet their presence led to profound change. Perhaps there was a challenge that felt unbearable, but in hindsight revealed itself as exactly what you needed to grow. Perhaps you felt sudden inspiration to take a path that seemed risky, only to realize it was the turning point you had been waiting for. These are not random events. They are carefully placed opportunities, lessons, and experiences designed to awaken the soul. Every encounter, every challenge, every chance event carries a purpose, a hidden directive, meant to guide you toward growth, understanding, and alignment with your higher self. This is the essence of the hidden force. It works silently, weaving the circumstances of your life in ways you cannot immediately perceive. It does not dictate every thought or action, but it nudges, guides, and orchestrates in ways that lead you toward your intended destiny. It is both gentle and profound, invisible yet undeniable. And when we begin to recognize it, everything shifts. Life stops feeling random or unfair. The hardships we face gain meaning, the opportunities we encounter shine with purpose, and even the simplest moments begin to carry significance. Reflection is the key to recognizing this force. Ask yourself, have there been moments where your life seemed guided by an unseen hand? Times when intuition, coincidence, or inspiration led you to make choices that changed everything. When you look back, do patterns emerge, threads connecting events, people, and decisions in ways that defy mere chance? These reflections are not just philosophical musings, they are the doorway to understanding the hidden orchestration of your life. By paying attention, by observing, and by reflecting, you begin to see the silent guidance that has always been present. Even the challenges you resist often carry divine intention. Consider the trials that you fought against, the obstacles you avoided, the lessons you wished were different. In the tapestry of your life, these moments are essential. They shape character, strengthen the soul, and prepare you for the path that is uniquely yours. The hidden force does not work to make life easy, it works to make life meaningful. It challenges you, tests you, and stretches you so that when you finally align with its guidance, you are ready to step into your highest purpose. There is a profound beauty in realizing that your life is part of something greater. You are not merely a passive traveler stumbling through random events. You are an active participant in a divine dialogue, a sacred interplay between free will and orchestration, between choice and destiny. This knowledge transforms the way you see yourself and the world. Every decision carries weight, every encounter carries potential, and every moment is infused with unseen guidance. Life becomes a mystery waiting to be explored, a sacred journey that is as much about discovery as it is about growth. Now take a moment to reflect on your own life. Recall the times when a coincidence led to profound insight, when a challenge forced growth, or when a person appeared who changed your path. What if these moments were not random, but carefully guided by a force beyond your comprehension? What if the path you thought you chose on your own was actually shaped by a hidden hand, one that understands your soul far better than you ever could? This is the revelation of the hidden force. It is not about removing your free will, it is about awakening to the subtle guidance that has always been present. It is about seeing the divine fingerprints in every choice, every challenge, every moment of your life. And as you begin to recognize it, you will notice a shift. Life feels less chaotic, more purposeful. Decisions come with clarity, challenges become lessons instead of burdens. People and events take on deeper meaning, and in that recognition, a quiet sense of peace emerges, a knowing that even in the darkest times, you are guided, protected, and led by a force that is both loving and infinitely wise. The hidden force is always at work, whether you see it or not. It moves through the currents of your life with precision and care, orchestrating events, nudging choices, and aligning circumstances in ways that serve your growth and purpose. To live in awareness of it is to step into a new dimension of life, a dimension where mystery becomes clarity, chaos becomes guidance, and every choice becomes an opportunity to awaken to the divine intelligence behind your existence. And so, as you continue to navigate your life, keep your eyes and heart open. Notice the patterns, honor the coincidences, and reflect on the lessons hidden within challenges. The hidden force is speaking to you in subtle whispers, guiding you, teaching you, and preparing you for the next step in your journey. And when you recognize it, when you truly awaken to it, you will see that your life has been far more intentional, far more sacred, and far more extraordinary than you ever imagined. Have you ever felt a gentle nudge within your heart, a quiet whisper guiding you toward a decision, a person, or a path that seemed unexpected yet perfect? That sensation is the hidden force making itself known. It does not shout, it does not command. It speaks softly, subtly, like a stream flowing beneath the surface of your awareness, guiding your steps, shaping your journey, and aligning you with your highest purpose. The challenge is not in finding it, but in learning to recognize it, to sense it in the rhythm of your life, to trust it when it appears in the most unexpected ways. The first step toward aligning with this hidden force is observation. Watch your life closely. Notice the coincidences, the synchronicities, and the moments where choices seem to present themselves as if by design. These are the footprints of divine orchestration, the signs that your soul is being guided in ways your conscious mind may not yet understand. Start with the ordinary moments, because this force often speaks in the language of simplicity. A chance conversation with a stranger that changes your perspective, an unexpected opportunity that opens the door to growth, or a feeling of certainty in a decision that defies logic. These are all whispers from the hidden force. It is present in the alignment of events that seem too perfect to be random, in the moments when intuition overwhelms doubt, and in the quiet confirmations that come after prayer, meditation, or reflection. When you begin to pay attention, life starts to reveal a hidden pattern, a rhythm that connects the seemingly unrelated and guides you toward outcomes that serve your soul's growth. Learning to recognize this force also requires inner stillness. In the rush of daily life, the mind is often cluttered with distractions, worries, and expectations, drowning out the subtle messages from the divine. Taking time to pause, to breathe, to reflect, opens a channel to this guidance. Silence and solitude are the keys that allow you to hear the whispers that were always there, to feel the nudges that were always present. Journaling your thoughts, reflecting on your day, or simply sitting in quiet contemplation can reveal patterns, coincidences, and insights that you might otherwise overlook. In these quiet moments, the hidden force becomes not just a concept but a palpable presence, a companion on your journey, a guide in the unseen, and a teacher of divine timing. Another way to sense this hidden force is through the feelings of resonance and dissonance in your choices. There are decisions that feel aligned, that bring a sense of peace, clarity, and flow, and there are choices that feel heavy, confusing, or forced. The hidden force often communicates through these subtle energies. When a choice resonates deeply with your soul, when it aligns with your intuition and inner knowing, that is the guidance affirming your path. When a decision feels discordant, uncomfortable, or unnatural, that too is a signal, a reminder to pause, reflect, and realign. Learning to discern these energies is a practice, a way of tuning your awareness to the invisible currents that shape your life. Aligning with this force does not mean surrendering your free will. Rather, it means participating consciously in the divine orchestration of your life. It means understanding that every challenge, every choice, and every encounter is an opportunity to co-create with the hidden force, to flow with its guidance instead of resisting it. When you align with this intelligence, clarity emerges where confusion once ruled. Decisions become easier, obstacles become meaningful lessons, and even setbacks carry a sense of purpose. The hidden force is like a lighthouse in the fog, illuminating the path that leads to growth, fulfillment, and spiritual awakening. By following its light, you not only navigate life with greater ease, but you also cultivate a deep trust in the divine timing of your journey. Protection is another gift of alignment. When you begin to notice and follow this force, life's struggles become less chaotic. You start to avoid unnecessary conflicts, poor choices, and situations that drain your energy. It is not magic, and it is not luck. It is a matter of awareness and attunement. The more attuned you are, the more you recognize opportunities and warnings, the more you move in harmony with the divine orchestration, and the more your path is illuminated. You become a participant in a dance far greater than yourself, moving in rhythm with the unseen currents that guide your life, and experiencing a sense of ease even in the midst of challenges. Trusting this force requires surrender and courage. It is not always easy to step away from fear, doubt, or the urge to control every outcome. But surrender is not weakness, it is the ultimate act of wisdom. By letting go of the illusion that you must control everything, you make space for divine guidance to flow through your life. You begin to notice the subtle signs, the person who appears just when you need guidance, the opportunity that arises from nowhere, the insight that comes in a moment of stillness. These are the ways the hidden force communicates, and the more you trust them, the stronger the connection becomes. Reflection and gratitude amplify this connection. When you acknowledge the guidance you receive, when you honor the moments where life aligned perfectly, your awareness expands. Gratitude is not just an emotional response, it is a spiritual practice that deepens your attunement to the hidden force. By recognizing the orchestration in your life, you reinforce your awareness and create a space for even more guidance to flow. Every moment of awareness, every act of gratitude strengthens the connection between your conscious mind, your soul, and the divine intelligence that shapes your path. And here is the final truth: the hidden force is always at work, whether you notice it or not. It moves through your life with precision, orchestrating events, nudging choices, and aligning circumstances to serve your growth and purpose. Aligning with it is not about predicting the future or controlling outcomes. It is about becoming aware of the invisible currents, trusting their direction, and flowing with them consciously. It is about awakening to the truth that your life has never been random, that every experience has been a lesson, a guide, or a gift, and that every choice you make is part of a sacred dialogue between your soul and the divine. As you reflect on your own life, consider the moments that felt guided, the coincidences that seemed too perfect to be accidental, and the choices that brought clarity amidst chaos. These are the fingerprints of the hidden force, waiting for you to recognize them. The more you pay attention, the more you feel its presence, and the more your life begins to unfold in harmony with its guidance. You are not alone. You are being led, protected, and guided in ways that surpass human understanding. And the moment you truly awaken to this, your life transforms. Decisions are no longer burdensome, challenges become lessons, and every day carries meaning and purpose beyond what you can see. So I challenge you to awaken to this hidden guidance. Open your heart, quiet your mind, and begin to notice the subtle nudges in your life. Reflect on the patterns, the synchronicities, and the lessons that have brought you to this moment. Share your experiences, not just to tell your story, but to honor the invisible force that has shaped it. By becoming aware, by aligning, and by trusting, you step into a life of clarity, purpose, and spiritual awakening. You step into the truth that your journey has always been guided, and that your choices, though yours, are touched by a force far greater than yourself. And in that awakening, you will finally understand what it means to live consciously, to move with divine rhythm, and to recognize that the hidden force is not a distant mystery, but a living, breathing presence within your every choice, your every step, and your every moment. Life, in all its beauty, struggle, and wonder, becomes a sacred conversation with the divine. And when you embrace it fully, nothing in your journey will ever feel random again.